Hello my friends, it's me Lilly, and today I want to make a new video on how I want to sow some tomatoes and other plants. So this is my greenhouse, and in the last week we had really cold days, but everything survived in here. Almost everything, I gotta say. The lettuce is looking really good, and my copper ring invention has protected them very well. And yeah, I gotta say here the lettuce is not in good shape, so today I definitely want to transplant them, and also I want to sow some more seeds, especially tomatoes, because now it's the time. Amy, what are you doing? Beep beep. And the temperature today in the greenhouse right now, it's 26 degrees Celsius, so that's pretty good. The highest today was 39 and the lowest in the night was 2. So the temperature range is really extreme. So we have almost like 35 degrees Celsius of range, and it's amazing that the plants can take that range without dying, right? Alright, so let's first transplant these lettuce plants. They are not looking great, I gotta say. And in these two trays I also had lettuce seeds, but they didn't germinate, maybe because they were too old. And this one was a new package from last year. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so now I want to fill up these trays with some soil. And I got this special soil, which is especially for young plants, so it doesn't have too much of nutrients, and that's important for the younger plants because otherwise they will die if the soil is too rich. So that's important to consider. Okay, they need a little bit of water first before I transplant them. So I want to wait until they have soaked with water before I do anything else. Now let's get out the plants. Very, very carefully. Okay, I only have like 6 plants here, so I have 4 more slots, and I want to re-sow this salad, which is called Muriella, and it looks like that, very delicious. Lettuces actually need light to germinate, so make sure you don't cover them too much, only a little bit. Okay, this tray is finished. Now I want to work on this one. And here I want to sow the lettuce which hasn't germinated. I want to try one more time because I have so many seeds left. And these seeds are really old, so the germination rate is not as great anymore. So I'm using more seeds per slot. Okay, now for the tomatoes, I'm going to use these seeds here, which I've collected in 2019. And I think these are the best tomatoes. They grow really fast, they are beautiful, they have a medium size, they don't have a lot of illnesses, and they really taste delicious. Alright, so in this small raised bed here, I think I have made a mistake because I have transplanted some radishes, but actually they didn't take the transplanting process so well. So now half of them died already. And I only have a few radishes anymore. And now let me show you this here. These are radishes that I didn't sow. They came by themselves. So yeah, they are looking much better than mine. So now my plan is that I just take my radish seeds and I'm going to sow different kinds into this raised bed. Doesn't matter if it's a violet one or red one, I just take all of my seeds and throw them in there, and then I will have a really nice collection of radishes. Okay, I want to use these ones. And I also want to sow these ones. Okay, now I'm preparing 2 more trays for tomatoes, or maybe 3 more trays. Okay, the next tomato that I want to sow is this one here. It's called Moneymaker. It's heirloom seed. And what does it say here? It's robust, a lot of harvest. It should be sown between February and April. And it can be planted outside in mid-May here in Austria. And you have to sow it 1 centimeter deep. Yeah, that's about it. Moneymaker. Let's see. There are only like 15 seeds in here, so yeah, it's not a lot. The next tomato is called Roma. It's a half determinate plant, and it's a pelati, which is extremely good for conserving and making spaghetti sauce. So I definitely want to try this one. Okay, the next tomato that I want to use is called Toria, and it looks like this, and it has a bottle form. Looks delicious, so I definitely want to plant a lot of those. Okay, I only had like 12 seeds in here, or maybe 14. Okay, I have a little bit of tray left, and I'm just going to use my favorite tomato for the rest of the spots. Now it's kohlrabi time. I have a violet one and a standard one, which is light green. I need to sow these 1 to 2 centimeters deep. Okay, I also want to try to sow a sweet pepper, and this one is red and long, looks nice. So far I didn't have a lot of harvest with the peppers because they grow so slowly and they're really finicky, but still I want to keep trying. Okay, it says 1 centimeter deep, and that's about it. I only use 6 seeds, Let's see if this is enough. Okay, now I want to cover my plants. This way I create a greenhouse inside of a greenhouse. And also I always make sure that I have a little bit of a gap in the greenhouse, because then excess moisture can escape and then you won't get mold inside of the small tiny greenhouse. Okay, let's see what else I can sow today. Ah, yeah. I want to sow some... What is this called in English? Yeah, anyway, I need it a lot in the kitchen and it grows so slowly. It's really a pain in the A. And this I want to sow outside today. Good morning, people. It's been a couple of days since we last have sown the seeds, and now let's check out if we have germination going on. Actually, we had a couple of warm days, then we had a few of very cold days. Right now it's pretty cold, so we only have like 19 degrees Celsius inside of the greenhouse. Outside it's only 10 degrees. And yeah, let's check out the progress here. So here you can see some peas which have germinated. These are sugar peas, by the way. Let's check this out. One tomato has germinated here, then one more here and two more here. And that's good because these seeds have been frozen, so the germination rate is not that great. We have one more tomato here and over there. Okay, this is lettuce, but it's not germinating for some kind of reason. I think that maybe the seeds are too old. Then here we have a different kind of lettuce which has germinated and which is doing pretty good. Kohlrabi hasn't germinated yet. I don't know why. And this is one more pea. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Go. Go. The lettuce here is doing great. Now I had to remove the rings because I needed them for some other plants, and actually the leaves were growing over the rings, so the rings didn't give them any protection anymore. Yeah, and when it comes to lettuces, I always make sure that I sow some new plants every fortnight or every 10 days. So then I have older plants, younger ones, and then the very young ones here. And this way you will always have plants to harvest. So in the past I made the mistake that I would sow all of my seeds at once, but then I would have so many lettuce plants that I could not eat them anymore, and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later you don't have any plants at all anymore. So for continuous harvest it's important that you sow continuously. Okay, let's check out the onions. Now these I've planted last year in September, I believe, and they are doing a really good job in here. Then here at the left side I have some radishes growing strong, and they've actually come by themselves, so I didn't sow them or anything. I also have a few radishes growing here, and these ones I've sown. And as you can see, they have germinated and they are growing plentifully. Last but not least, I would like to check out my tomatoes. Let's see the progress. Okay, so here we have a lot of germination going on. Nice. Hellfrucht, this was the one which was frozen. This is another one here. Okay. Only 1 or 2 germinated from this moneymaker variety, unfortunately. And I have a few tomato plants from Roma variety. Yeah, so it's a little bit dry in here, so I'm going to water these trays. And I also have to water these trays as well. So in terms of watering, this is a critical phase and you should water like every 2 days. When it's getting really hot, you have to water every day. So make sure that you have the right moisture content and it shouldn't get too wet or too dry. Alright my friends, so this is how you can sow your own seeds. It's really not much big of a deal. It's also not too difficult, and I believe everybody can have their own vegetables garden. Thank you for watching guys, and stay tuned till next time.